Yes, that's my wife.
Oh, hi, nice to meet you. Yes,
Thank you. If you do that in the out of band, yes, out of band. I have stations. Germany, I don't. So no, you can drive my car now, but her car was a Volkswagen. And I was in the middle, and I was in the left, like past the guy, and it was left. I looked at it and said, oh, there was a guy. Wow. And when I looked again, the guy was almost on your ass. Yeah, it was a Mercedes. Yeah, 6 wow. But it's organized. It is. The one kind of driver right. Yeah. They're doing 50 miles an hour when the sign says 70 and they're doing 50. And then in the middle it's and the right side. So you start between them and then it's like a block. All the way down.
Yes, I'll be back. Oh, he's in the back. I'm just going to call you. Sorry about that. No, you don't. Okay. Well, I do have a phone number. I didn't if you want it. 239. Okay. Okay. 526. Okay. I think I just started. If the screen is going to be that way, that's why I was thinking. So I think I might just start a new table, okay?
I know it's in there. I've been in the drive, but it's being like 4 of us. They're all right.
That's the reason why I went.
That's tough. All right, everybody.
Come on in. More people are.
Is it working? Oh, there we go. More.
People are coming in. As soon.
Walk there. Walk there. Something.
Testing. There we go. Testing. Yeah, we got a few more people coming in. We got just enough seats for everyone.
And we have
Plenty of food too. The food is being prepared as we speak. It's going in and out a little bit. It's on now. Okay.
Yeah.
And hello to everybody online. We're broadcasting this live too. If you all want, there's going to be a lot of information here. If you want to recap it, you can just get on our YouTube channel, which is the same as our name right here, aPlantBasedDiet.org. And it'll be there saved as a file as soon as it processes after doing this, the live portion that it's doing right now. All right, good catch, Justin. That's the plant-based diet for you. Fast refill. Oh, hey, wherever you like. Even up front's available. Anywhere, everywhere. You can come out on the right side of the of this center. It's wider. If you want to walk by there. On the right side is wider than on the left. It's a little packed.
Okay.
Yeah, come on in now, find a seat, and sit wherever you like. We're getting ready to start. It's going in and out. In and out.
I don't know what's going on there. No.
Is it too far away? No. That's the antenna right there?
Yeah, maybe. We're just barely close. Lock it up here.
Come on in, sit up front if you like. We have more seats here. Come on the right side of the camera. On the right side, there's plenty of room up here if you want to join us up front. The food is going to be served at 4:30. We have like 3 short talks between around 4:30.
Available except for the closed chair.
You just sit wherever you like.
You go here.
Okay, we got another chair coming up. Here it is. Sit down. A quick recovery from that workout on the plant-based diet, too.
Better there. Mike, it's good there.
Very good. Okay, better here.
Yeah, good there.
Are we ready, Denise? Because we should get started. So we have lots of information to cover here. And if somebody else comes in, we'll figure that out. But Denise and I are the first talk. All right, do you have a clock so we know what?
You want to stay on the other side?
All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us here. If you didn't hear me earlier, the buffet is going to start at 4:30. So you can you'll be smelling all the food that they're preparing, especially for us, and exactly the way we want it too, by the way. So we're excited about that, and we're going to explain all that in a minute. Actually, do you want to be on the same side? Yeah. We're just figuring this out. You can see we kind of crammed our whole giant screen in here. We want you all to be able to see what's going on. All right, so we're ready to talk. We're going to be the first talk. Then we're going to have our Sherry, right? Our representative from Celebrity Cruise Lines is going to talk right after us. And then Liz, our amazing travel agent who has helped us coordinate this whole thing, is going to wrap it up. So I am Mike, and I am, I just had a birthday, right? 54 years young, okay? Like young if I may. And this is my beautiful wife Denise, and she is the younger of the two of us. She's 53 years young. And we're going to go talk. Why don't I give the microphone to you? Because Denise is the one who put this together, by the way. I'm not so talented putting together, but Denise was able to do this.
Mike, 20, 30. Yeah, the speaker goes here. We get exercise too. We're moving.
Is this working? Yes. It has to be closer. So this is Mike. He just introduced himself. He's the president of aPlantBasedDiet.org. He started this nonprofit back in 2014 to lead people in the direction of a plant-based association. And so Mike asked me to become the treasurer, and I have a background in finance, and I still work in finance, so I agreed to do that for him. I became interested in a plant-based diet when he told me about the cancer connection, and he encouraged me to read the China study. And I don't want to lose. We used to run the Southwest Florida Veg Fest. The mic is cutting in and out, and I hear the static.
It's static.
Yeah.
Well, does anybody recognize this logo right here? Yeah. Okay, that's the first event that we did. I'm not sure if this is working or not, but I don't need the microphone.
No.
No, it's in and out, but if it's gonna, okay.
Mike, just talk. You're
Yeah, just talk.
great way of
Yeah. That's good.
All right, well, so we started here. This is our first event that we started planning in 2014. Got a group together in 2015. Finally had the event in January 2017. We did these festivals called Veg Fest, which are free events. And then over the summertime, we decided, unfortunately, that we were going to move away from those events. All right, so you all are here for the Health Optimization Cruise, which is our next level event. And the reason why really was the food, okay? I think if you're in the know here, you realize that most of what we're going to go through here and most of what's involved in health is the food. So if the food's not right, you're going to have a hard time making progress. What we try to do is elevate the food at these events, but we realized it wasn't possible. And also, when these events started out, being vegan or plant-based, there's two more people over there. So come on in, come on in. Being vegan or plant-based was unheard of in 2014. I didn't know anybody. That's why I started the nonprofit. But now, all these plant-based foods are available in every single grocery store. Milks, cheeses, ice creams, baked meats, all these things, and none of them are healthy, by the way. Okay, but they're in every grocery store. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. All right, so this is it. What we have is healthy vegan food. And I put this little meme together. It says, that feeling when you eat comfort food and know you damaged your body, that happens to me. Okay, never happens when you eat healthy vegan food. That's what we're trying to do. We don't want anybody to purposely injure themselves. This healthy vegan food standard that we developed is a minimum standard. It's not the end-all be-all, but for where we are as a society and a consciousness level right now, it's the best that we can do for right now. All right, so why does it matter if you're hurting yourself with what you eat? The biggest thing, which you may know, is called non-communicable disease. All right? The reality is that non-communicable diseases kill 41 million people every year. That's equivalent to 74% of all deaths globally. All right? So some examples of non-communicable disease, you may not have heard that term, NCD, but what it is heart disease, stroke, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, tracheobronchus and lung cancers, Alzheimer's disease and other dementias, diabetes, kidney disease. These are just not random. These are the top, I believe, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out of the top 10 causes of death. They're all non-communicable disease. Now, why is that important? Denise put a slide together for us.
Because you can avoid it. We like to do what we call sustainable veganism.
Yeah, this also had to do with why we stopped doing the festivals. We are a vegan organization, which means we don't deal with animal products. But if you are not practicing veganism in a way that is not harming yourself, it's not sustainable. There's a lot of no's in there. So we want sustainable. So what is sustainable veganism? Let's define it. practicing vegan philosophy in a manner that doesn't injure personal health as far as is possible and practicable. That you may recognize possible and practicable, that's in the actual definition of veganism, the Watson definition. Avoiding harmful foods and habits increases human health span and longevity, creating a positive feedback loop in which animals are helped as much as possible for as long as possible. Ideally, a state of health optimization is achieved. So you'll know you're practicing sustainable veganism when you achieve a state of health optimization. Health optimization is what our cruise is all about. So what is health optimization? Okay, here it is. I put this together. Health optimization is this is our definition, fully balanced health verified by the absence of non-communicable disease. So believe it or not, most non-communicable diseases should be preventable, haltable, or reversible. All right, so that's the same thing. That's the same list you just saw. All these things and more should be preventable, haltable, and reversible. I know nobody ever learned this growing up. I didn't. But everybody should be taught this at school from the earliest age because this is the truth. All right, so this is our event, the Health Optimization Cruise. Now you understand, okay, why we're doing this. Because we weren't taught this growing up. I've had to relearn all this stuff as an adult. And I know it's probably not, maybe not a vegan term, but you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That applies to everybody. Okay? It's so hard to change your habits. I think everybody can acknowledge that, right? So, anyway, I'll let Denise take over for a little bit here.
Okay, so Mike designed this retreat so that you can have a fun vacation that you won't have to recover from. Because we used to go on cruises, even one that they call the vegan cruise, there was so much salt in the food on that ship, we had to take time to recover after coming back from that vacation.
Yeah, and salt, it's not just the fact that there's salt in it. What does salt do to you? It makes you retain water, right? Automatically, because your body wants to rebalance. You throw all this excess salt, which is already available in plants. Sodium is already in all plants. Excess salt makes your body rebalance by you gain weight, water weight, and then you raise your blood pressure. These are automatic responses to eating added salt.
Causes hardening of the arteries. So this is our itinerary. We'll start in Fort Lauderdale. We're going down to St. Martin, St. Thomas, Puerto Plata, and then back to Fort Lauderdale.
And that's our secret mission, like Denise was saying, is fun. We want it to be fun, okay? If it's not fun, if it's misery, no one's gonna wanna do it, okay? So we have to make it enjoyable. We have to have it a good, vacations are fun, right?
Yeah.
So, actually, can you go back once, the last one? We say here, a vacation you won't have to recover from. Recover meaning you don't gain weight. If anything, you lose weight on our vacations, okay? And your biometrics are probably improved because we know that 95% of the choices you can make outside are bad choices anywhere. But in our events, we don't want that to be a factor. So that's why we have to put these. We have to make situations where you can be social and have fun and not hurt yourself.
So a couple of people lost weight on our cruise. They volunteered this information, and it's because Mike designed the menu so that you can eat as much as you want and you're not going to gain weight, just like this buffet that we're about to enjoy.
You don't really gain weight when you eat a lot of water and fiber. You don't gain weight. If anything, you lose weight.
So I went over the itinerary. It's January 5th through the 19th. Those are the docking times. And that itinerary is up at the desk.
Yeah, Liz can answer all questions about the ports.
So we've been to Puerto Plata before, and you can sign up for one of these too if you're interested in excursions. There are waterfall tours going on that are a lot of fun. And I haven't been to St. Thomas yet. Mike has, but it looks beautiful. St. Martin before, it's beautiful. We participated in the 12-meter regatta. And this line here is a cable from our ship. We were on a Canadian sailing boat racing against the American sailing vessel here with the 12-meter regatta.
There's Cheryl. She's with us. More people. Come on in, Cheryl. There's a seat for you.
There are seats up front and some over here. Everywhere. Yeah, we got to volunteer for whatever position we wanted to hold on the sailboat, and we chose to be primary grinders. We had to get up there and raise that sail and lower it. It was a lot of fun. That was the actual sunrise that morning from St. Martin. You can see our back here, we're busy racing. We had a lot of fun. So the excursions, of course, are optional. You can always stay on the ship. There'll be food there for you. Either way. This January we swam.
This is the cruise we just did.
Yeah,
And
these are
some of you I know were on the cruise, but yeah, this is from January on our cruise, the first year.
This was from January. We were in
It was a stingray, and by the way, this was a vegan excursion. We were out in the wild. Basically, we were in Grand Cayman, I think.
yeah, we were at the Grand Cayman.
In Grand Cayman, we went on a boat for about 30 minutes offshore, and then you go out to the sandbar where we were standing. It's out in the middle of the open waters. It just happens to be an area where you can stand, and there's stingrays swimming all over the place.
Yeah.
All over the place.
They were friendly. they were not held there against the will, like the dolphin.
Yeah, this is Dr. Brian Strickland, his wife Carolyn. They were presenters on our cruise. And this is Cody and her daughter. They were also presenters on our cruise that we just did in January.
So yeah, the stingrays don't try to sting you. But I put a picture of the tail just so you can see that it was a live animal. But somehow I felt a little more comforted knowing that I was swimming with a doctor and a registered nurse.
Oh, and let me also mention, Dr. Strickland he is board certified in lifestyle medicine. That's an important thing to get to that in a minute too.
So if you want pictures like these, sign up for an excursion. So we're on the Celebrity Ascent. Again, this is the deck plan. You can just see how the top level deck gets you really close to all the pools and the edges of the ship. But I'll let Sherry talk more about that after we're done here. There we are standing up against it during daylight hours. And this was the pool at night where we were about to go enjoy some dance music with a live DJ in front of that screen.
Yeah, and this is a brand new ship too. Well, it was. The first time it sailed was November. It's now March, so it's sailed for a few months. We'll have it again, but we didn't want an older ship. We wanted something with newer technology, the best available. Just kind of like your car has newer environmental controls and technologies, the newer ships have the same thing. They have more advanced systems.
So when we were at port, you could see this one charges with electric power, and all the other older ships were sitting there generating diesel smoke.
Yeah, you can see it's that port right there, and there's nothing coming out of the exhaust pipes because they just plug in. Okay, so that's one of only on the newer ships they have that.
Yeah, it's much cleaner. So I won't go over all the stateroom text, but we had an infinite veranda, so that was really cool. That's me sitting there looking up.
Yeah, and actually the way this works is, it's a window that instead of going sideways, oh, you're just up and down. Yeah, up and down. It's glass on both top and bottom, and then the top panel just goes all the way down. So what you see here is open. It just goes down and you have double thick at the bottom, and it's wide open. You stick your head out, you can see what's going on out there. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun. We left that open all night once. We were worried that were there going to be seagulls in our room or rusting. It was fun. So that was when we first boarded the ship. Taking a look around. It's always that pretty from the interior.
Right in the center. Yeah, you always walk by that when we went to dinner, same level.
And then Mike was checking out some of the pools.
Yeah, look at that pool. It's a glass and it wraps around to the edge. You can't even see the whole side is open too.
Yeah, so you can see outside while you're swimming.
And this is what we had. Okay, one of the things which we're going to talk about in a minute is part of our healthy vegan food standard is no alcohol. Alcohol is a group 1 carcinogen. So we want people to learn that there are other options to alcohol. I was raised, alcohol was it, okay? Everybody has alcohol. Every restaurant has alcohol, at the grocery store, at the gas station, it seems like it is ubiquitous, unfortunately. But it's also a group 1 carcinogen, which none of these institutions will tell you. Okay, I'm telling you because it's not a health food. Simple as that. We're the health optimization cruise. What are you going to do instead? There's a beverage company here called Mitra 9. They're in Fort Myers. They're a startup. They're local. And they make these alcohol alternative drinks, and we had them for free to anybody who wanted them on the cruise when we did it this past year.
So we had kava in the morning as an alternative to coffee.
Well, Kratom. Yeah, Kratom's like a caffeine replacement, and kava is an alcohol replacement.
Yeah. Okay, so we had kava in the evenings as an alcohol alternative, and we had kratom as a coffee alternative. Did I get that backwards?
Yeah.
Reverse those. So this is the solarium. This is the adults only swimming area. It was really cool. The water was warm all the time. This is one of the outdoor pools, which I'm sure Sherry will show you better pictures, but those were pictures that we actually took when we were on board in January.
Yeah, and these are some of our headliners right here. Karen Dugan from the Center for Plant-Based Living, And Dr. Jim Lewis, who was in the Game Changers movie, if you ever saw that. He also works for the Bernard Medical Center in DC. He actually heads it up. He's the head physician there. So they have a show right now. It's a newer show called Doc and Chef, right? A Doc and Chef show. So they were on our cruise and they were doing cooking demonstrations, and Karen was showing how the food's prepared. Dr. Lewis was explaining the science behind it and why you want to do it that way.
And people got to sample the food too.
Yeah, so we had like 4 cooking demonstrations, I think, right? 4, and we will have more into 2025.
This couple right here, Chester and his wife, they were actually on the cruise. So if you have
Yes.
first-hand information,
It was so good.
Yeah, raise your hand. Raise your hand. Okay, you can ask them.
Very
Yeah.
good.
They have
Very good
experience.
We've already signed up.
Of course, Liz, our travel advisor, and her husband Hilton over here, they were on board as well.
Right.
So
Yes.
more first-hand knowledge. So this was an actual photo of the yoga class that was going on one morning. That's our friend Brad, who was with us on the cruise. And
That's our own yoga that we do for our own group. We have lots of private activities. It's something we want to emphasize. The cooking demonstration, private for our group. The yoga, private for our group. We also had all the lectures from the lifestyle medicine physicians, private for our group. So you have to go through this event. The whole ship isn't like that. Unfortunately, we don't have 2,000 people to fill up the ship, but eventually we will. Yeah.
We're cute.
every morning, Mike and I met whoever would like to show up for pre-sunrise net walking.
Yeah, like networking, only we were walking, because movement's a big part of longevity and health span. So we got up early. That's
Too
why-
early for me.
Too early. So we were out there every single day. Okay, if you want to talk to us, if you want to next year, you'll know that we'll be up before everybody else on the walking deck, and you can come out there with us.
We have a 12,000 step a day goal, and we hit that just about every day.
Yeah, we did it.
Just not at that time.
Yeah.
The next 3 slides are just a sampling of some of the talks that happened in January. Next year they'll be all different.
Yeah, let me emphasize, we had talks every available time slot when we were at sea. There's 3 at sea days. So really the whole day you had opportunities to hear talks, demonstrations, cooking demonstrations, workshops, all these things. And going into 2025, we only have one choice, right? At each time slot. We will have at least 2, maybe 3 choices going forward to 2025. Dr. Strickland here is giving one of his talks right here, but we still also have all the ship's entertainment at night. They have an amazing job. Denise will show the stage there, but we can't. We don't have the talent to do the nighttime entertainment like these people do. We still got to see it. It impressed me. I was almost every level. It exceeded.
This is my doctor, Dr. Scott Harrington. He gave us a 2 talks. One was on exercise, and this one was on osteoporosis.
Yeah, he's a board certified lifestyle medicine physician. He has to practice here in Florida too. He can be your doctor. He takes insurance.
Dr. Josh gave a couple of talks on Alzheimer's and how to prevent it.
Yeah, he's also board certified lifestyle medicine. He's also a doctor here in Florida as well.
He did a talk on how to make aging optional. Being vegan just isn't enough.
That's the food. Remember, it's the food that we talked about earlier. That's the key thing. It's difficult, but we're up for the challenge for bringing it to you, as long as you are willing participants. And here it is, the food, right? So let's talk about developed with some physicians called healthy vegan food. We really initially developed this food because we wanted to encourage, and we did encourage, food vendors to bring it to our festivals. Unfortunately, it didn't work out as well as we planned, so we figured, why not design events where all we have is healthy vegan food? If you want to learn more, go to healthyveganfood.info. Now, what does it mean? When you go there, you'll see this. It has to have whole plant fiber in the finished dish that you get. It's done on a dish-by-dish basis, is what it is, whatever you're going to eat. So whole plant fiber, 0 animal products, of course, because we're a vegan organization. And of course, animal protein causes cancer in humans, according to Dr. Colin Campbell. And animal products, the actual product itself has 0 fiber. 0 added oil. There will be no oil here in the food today. A lot of people still question that. If you want to know more, go to healthyveganfood.info. Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, I have a 2-part video where he explains the science behind it. But basically, it's 100% calories from fat. All the fiber is removed, all the water is removed. It barely resembles the plant that it came from. You don't want it, trust me. Zero added salt and sodium. That's another one. People still question me about that. All plants have sodium in them. All. Okay? So you get that in the right balance with the water, the fiber, and the nutrition, and the sodium. You get it from the plant. The minute you start messing with that, it starts messing with you because your body does not recognize that as food anymore. So we don't want to add any salt or sodium. Nobody suffers from a deficiency there. Actually, I'll talk about it later. Anybody know who Dr. Joel Furman is? I know.
Yes.
Right? I was on a call with him because I'm on a group with him, a newer group, and I mentioned him, a friend, it was Chester. You posted this thing about Dr. Furman and said, well, Dr. Furman, you know, I have Himalayan salt for the minerals, whatever, right? And I said, Dr. Furman, I saw this thing. I was like, yeah, but it doesn't negate the negatives of the salt. And he said, yes. He said, Mike, yeah. Heroin has minerals.
Yeah.
That's what he said, okay? It's not a good source to get your minerals. There's other ways to get it, okay? So don't do that. Of course, no alcohol. Alcohol is a group 1 carcinogen, highest level cancer causer. If you got some mysterious cancer, I know others who do, if they ever have alcohol, that may be a factor. I don't know, but why take a risk? We're about health. We want to enjoy life. We want to have fun. When you suffer negative effects, it's not fun. Zero refined sugar. That's another one. You can use dates, agave, and maple syrup according to the T. Campbell Center for Nutrition Studies, and our food allow that, but nothing else. No other added sugar. So when you put all this together, most people will look at me and like, oh my gosh, you want to make food like that? Even the restaurant here, initially, okay? I'm just saying, it is a hard sell. But the reality is, you don't develop the non-communicable diseases that we talked about earlier, which kill 3/4 of all people alive die from something that they did to themselves. That's the reality. We don't want to do that. I mean, you're going to die. Nobody lives forever, but have the most fun you can while you're here. I can't promise you anything more than what we have this one life. And don't suffer. There's no need to suffer or cause others to suffer while you're here. Just enjoy the food when you do.
The food was delicious.
It was okay. Yeah, thanks. It blew me away. I was.
It was
a lot of
amazing.
times when you go in, I have this list here, right? And you come in here, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna begrudgingly put this food together and hate every minute of it, right?
We tried this cruise on a blind basis, saying, oh, it sounds really good, it's really healthy. Well, we're really not sure what the food is going to be like. It's probably going to be really
Cardboard,
bland, really hard to swallow. And we went on this cruise and we were blown away at how good it is. And
I still dream of that raw lasagna.
Yeah. We're trying to get the recipes too. We're trying to get them to publish. We're still in that process.
Right, that brownie.
Yeah, brownie was the best one. That was all.
The
Yeah.
tiramisu is
Yeah.
brownies.
Yeah, so many, and we never repeated. We never repeated a course, right?
Right.
We had 4-course meals for breakfast and lunch and dinner every day. Never repeated the whole time.
I asked for leftover desserts the next day and there weren't any. I'm sure you get enough the first round.
I just have a general question. You said that for sugar or for sweets, whatever, you had dates and agave and one
maple
more.
syrup.
Oh, maple syrup.
Yeah, that's what we tell them is allowed. According to T. Campbell Center for Nutrition Studies, those are allowed.
That's a salad that we had.
This is a picture Denise took from her phone, from her iPhone.
This is some pasta that we had.
So you see the pasta, it's like a bolognese, but they didn't use the fake meats. Okay, keep this in mind. Any fake meats or vegan products you get off the shelf commercially available, they all have oil and salt in them. So they could not use any. They had to make all the extra stuff, the sauces, and the meats from scratch. A lot of work.
Look at that.
This was some vegan chili. The chili's inside that bowl that was made from a zucchini wrap. Wow.
And the chef was incredible good.
Yes, yeah. They took it as a challenge of a lifetime, I would say.
Every day.
You know?
One of the things I liked is that they kept asking for feedback.
Yes.
Did you like it? Is there something we can do
They were
better?
very receptive to feedback. Yeah, and then, so I won't make excuses for the first day because that was all new the first day. There was a big learning process on that first day, but we dialed it in. They dialed it in very very fast.
No.
No.
Not all raw.
Not all.
Some of the meats were raw.
This was the shepherd's pie, I think, right? Was it shepherd's pie?
Yeah, that was a shepherd's pie. I remember.
Yes.
Yeah, just a red sauce on the shepherd's pie. And actually, let me also mention something else. With this day that we had the shepherd's pie, I wasn't sure if it was going to be that day. We all went out to a port. We went to this restaurant, remember where everybody met?
Oh yeah.
You-
The
I can't remember, bread and chocolate.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, nothing. It was a fully.
El Bacho.
Well, that was the.
Yeah, outside of the ship
right.
or inside the ship?
But outside. It was
the outside of it.
Yeah, bread and chocolate. It was a
Bread
fully
and chocolate.
plant-based and vegan restaurant, and we all seemed to meet up there. But I'll tell you, they had zero food that met our healthy vegan food standard. It was all a cheat meal. Every single person that they had, and I will tell you, I had that day. It was an extensive menu that they had. Nothing was compliant. I said, okay, let me have the shepherd's pie. I had that for lunch and I had this for dinner. It was the same incredible taste experience with no negative side effects. And I didn't plan on being that way, but I was able to verify for myself that I would be just as happy with this as the one I got in the restaurant.
Yep.
No added oil, no added salt. That's the thing. That's what we had all the whole time.
Of course there were desserts. Here's the brownie that everyone
Yeah,
loves so much.
that's what Liz mentioned earlier, the brownie. Oh, by the way, it's whipped cream. I talked to the chef. I was like, Denise really likes frosting. Okay, she really does. And I was like, you gotta make a compliant frosting. So what he did was he used aPlantBasedDiet, I think, right?
Yeah.
Whipped it up, and then they added maple syrup in to sweeten it. It took a little bit of it was a little bit of a process, but then they dialed it in. It was really good when they got it down. They made a cake with the frosting on there, a layered cake for us too that was all compliant. I mean, you can eat everything. Let me be honest. I'll get you in a second. It's a ton of work, okay? But on this cruise, you don't do any work. You just tell them what you want, and they have it for us. You have a question? Yeah, go ahead.
How do they handle it gluten-free?
Gluten-free, they did.
Did
Yeah.
have a session on gluten-free at the Ocean Cafe?
But also, we will have everything
They
noted.
also have it on our restaurant too, at Cyprus. We can request it.
Yes, it'll be noted on the menu.
Free
That's
and I had
something-
no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. See?
I chose to be vegan. I did not
Yes.
choose to be gluten
Now,
free.
this is more fraud. This is more whipped cream that they made, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our friends
That was ice cream too.
Bootsy and Tiffany had a wedding anniversary and they brought out this gift. It was a chocolate cake.
Yeah, and actually, let me explain the process. This will give you a good example of the process we went through. When they brought this cake out, I didn't know that, and Nick, you said it was from the coffee shop. What was it called? You mentioned the
El
El
Bacho.
Bacho, right? It was in the center area that we saw earlier. They always had it on display, all the baked goods. They had a vegan cake of the day every day. Unfortunately, it was not compliant with what we had. So it tempted everyone, including me, and we did have some of it there. And then I finally said, we were talking, and the kitchen manager came by, and I said, can you just make us a cake like that on the side there? The vanilla cake, because Denise really likes vanilla and strawberry. Want a layered cake, want all that. You can do it now because you're practiced making the whipped cream and the frosting, and they did. And they made us that cake for dinner, and we're hoping that the vegan cake of the day in the cafe going forward, when we're there, at least for the week, will be compliant, so you can have it and not worry about it the whole time.
Now, does everybody know what aquafaba is?
It's
so simple.
Chickpea water. It's the water that comes in the chickpeas when you get them in a can. It's the water, and you have to whip it up. You have to whip it up, and then you have to sweeten it.
Yeah, it's fluffy and delicious. There's our chef and our kitchen.
Yeah, this is the amazing celebrity staff. Like I said, incredibly receptive to feedback. It was a learning process, but they learned so fast, and they're just amazing at what they do. That's the thing. I can't emphasize that enough.
There's the stage.
There's the theater where we
Yeah,
do the
and
evening entertainment.
I don't know if you can see, but this is an LED panel that wraps around. It's a theater in the round, and then they have all these other LED lights. It's just an amazing setup. Like I've never seen. I've been on a number of cruise ships, never seen that before.
These are the attendees from January.
That's an actual picture. Yeah. Denise is there. I'm there. Where's Liz is down there. Liz right there.
And I'm up there. We're chopped off.
We were at the top.
So you were there. Yeah, I'm sorry.
We were at the top.
Denise put this together, so you got to touch it.
There were 75 people. I don't think we're all in.
No, we're not.
we're
Yeah,
at
because
the
they can get
top.
everybody.
All right, so we have more buffets coming up in addition to this one. We have
Yes.
one in December at the Spice Club.
Yeah, this is our annual event that we've been doing for years and years and years now, up in Fort Myers, right? Go to plant-basedevents.info, which is our calendar, plant-basedevents.info, and any browser to our Eventbrite calendar where you can actually follow us. You can follow it and you'll get notifications when we have, and that's what Denise put here. It's already scheduled for December. Yeah.
So if you just follow us, you'll get email notifications.
And also, when you're on Instagram, type this in on the Instagram search bar, plantbasedevents.info. It's the same thing as our calendar, but it also is our Instagram account where you can see pictures of all the stuff that we're doing. And there it is. That's Eventbrite. Follow us in any browser. Go to any browser. Plantbasedevents.info. It'll redirect you to Eventbrite, and you can just follow us on Eventbrite. And then our YouTube channel, if you're watching us now, thanks for watching us online. This video will be available on YouTube. We have some from last year, but that's from last year. We're going to have more meetings coming up for this year's event. It's going to be better than last year's. And this is all based on a book that I put out, which is completely free. It's zero waste. It's available online. There's no printing. We're all about being as environmentally friendly as we can. So go to live150, LIVET150.org. That's complicated, but it's mostly the food. It's mostly eating healthy vegan food. But there are many other habits. So all these habits, like I said, I wish that we were all teaching this. I wish it was required curriculum in all schools. It needs to be at some point, and it will be at some point, because we don't need to be taught all the wrong information and have to force ourselves to revert to something else later in life. You know, it shouldn't be that way.
What did you say the Instagram was again?
Plantbasedevents.info. Yeah, it's the same as our calendar. Instagram and calendar are the same. And then this is another thing I put together. You are the CEO of your own health. When you recognize that 7 out of the 10 leading causes of death, 75% of all deaths are because of non-communicable disease, which is preventable, haltable, and reversible via lifestyle. We follow the principles of lifestyle medicine. And we're not doctors, but we work with board-certified lifestyle medicine doctors who understand all this. You realize you're the CEO of your own health. Okay? You really are. No one tells you this, but you are.
So if you want to give a talk, we're looking for new doctors and nurses to come speak.
Oh, yeah. On the cruise, yes.
You can call or text Mike, that right there is his number, or you can send us an email if you know anyone who might be interested in giving a presentation, because we want to switch it up every year.
Yeah, and we're going to be offering at least twice as many presentations and talks and activities as we did in January, this next January, maybe 3 times as much. So yeah, anybody you know who's in this space, who is interested in working with people like you all, that are open-minded, that are willing to consider doing something the best that you can, because you realize you have one life. Why do you want to spend it in misery if you don't have to? You know? Because does anybody here like to be sick? No, so you're not going to have fun if you're sick. That's the whole idea behind everything that we're doing now. And it's the reason why we pivoted to only healthy vegan food, only practicing sustainable veganism, only having that specific goal of health optimization, which remember is a balanced state of health that is shown by an absence of non-communicable disease. And it's 4:09. Oh my gosh, yeah, we got to get going. So thank you for listening. We're going to keep going. Is there a quick question?
I just have a statement.
Yeah.
Since this cruise, I've done more whole food, plant-based recipes with as much low sodium and no oil and no sugar than I ever did before. And I look at products now more carefully. Before I just looked for the fat content and the calories, but now I look for the lowest sodium that they might have, because you're right. We as a society are addicted to sodium, and we eat too much sodium.
Yes.
And you'd be surprised how much sodium is in every vegan product out there.
And let me just say something about that too. They say it's 1,500 milligrams total for one day is the max. And some people will say, oh, don't worry, we have a little added salt in, but as long as you stay under that 1,500, well, how do you stay under that 1,500? If it's in everything.
Yeah.
You just have to eat food that does not contain sodium, or as an added ingredient, because it's already got it there from nature.
Same goes for sugar, everything.
Correct, yes, you're right. Same thing, you're right. All right, so let's turn over to Sherry. She's plugging her computer in. Actually, as soon as she gets it in. Is there any other questions while Sherry's plugging her computer in? And actually, I want to give her these too. Any other questions that anybody has? But feel free to reach out to us. Talk to he's the one who's just talking right now about his experience. He's not involved with us in any way.
I'm not connected in any way except that.
Yeah, literally met them on the cruise.
Yes, exactly.
And we've met other people on the cruise and talk about not just what you learned from the doctors, you learn from other people, and we've made friends that we still stay connected, and they live in.
We have a WhatsApp group, right?
Right.
Everyone's connected on there if you want to be in the WhatsApp group, so you can talk to the people that were on the cruise. All right, well, let's turn it over to Sherry from Celebrity Cruises. And here, I'm going to switch. I'm going to give you, that's all you need. Yeah, let me get it in there for you. Where's our computer?
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Can you hear me in the back?
Yes.
I'm going to do my best to talk as loud as I can because I know some people in the back cannot hear. And unfortunately, our microphone took a little. But anyway, so my name is Sherry. I've been with Celebrity Cruises. I've been with Royal Caribbean Group for 27 years, going into 27 years. And I've been with the Celebrity brand for the past 6 years. Okay? So this is me. I live in Miami. You look at me, you hear my voice, you see my last name, and you wonder, where am I from? I am Jamaican. I was born in Jamaica. I moved to Miami when I was 18 to go to school, and I never went back. Okay? And the last name comes from being married to a Latino, Cuban. So that's why you see Jamaican, Chinese, Cuban last name. Right? Now, so now you know about me. I'll ask you, I know some of you sailed in January with Mike, yes?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you so much. The rest of you, have you ever sailed with Celebrity before? Great. Anybody who has never sailed before? Okay, so doesn't matter which one it is?
Try either one or both. They're both like this.
Okay, all right, there we go. So, I think my presentation, I had about 25 slides. I think Mike already covered 20 of them. Okay, so this is going to be very quick. And I know you guys want to have your dinner at 4:30. So, Celebrity, we are an award-winning resort at sea. Why? We go to over 300 destinations. 16 ships, going to be 17 next year when we add Celebrity Excel. 7 different continents. What you find on our ship, why we say we're a resort at sea, because really, you don't need to do anything else but book your cruise and everything is taken care of for you. 7-day cruise. This is what's going to happen, right? Let me put this up. A little bit about Celebrity. We actually cater to our guests. So we look at all of our demographic, all the guests that have sailed with us, what they like, and we found that these 5 buckets are where our guests are concentrated. Okay? So the destinations that we go to, we call these pillars. These are the 5 pillars that make up our brand. This is our DNA. Everything that we do, all the ships that we bring out, the onboard experience, the places that we go to, all 5 fall into these 5 buckets. The destinations that we go to, the culinary, which is amazing food, the service that we have on our ship, and you'll see Forbes Travel Guide. Mike mentioned this. Why is this important? Forbes is an organization that rates mainly hotels and spas across the world. Celebrity is the first cruise line where they said we're going to rate a cruise line, and this is rated on ships. So for example, if you go to the 4 Seasons, no matter where you go to that 4 Seasons in this country or in this world, the service is the same. The same thing with Celebrity. They came on board and they said, what do you have? And so we are the first cruise line to be ranked by Forbes Travel Guide. So what does that tell you? No matter what ship you go on, no matter what part of the world you go on, you can expect the same amazing service from our brand. The details that we put into our ship, the well-being, very, very important for us. We think about not only, yes, you're going to have fun on a cruise, we think about the mind, the body, the soul, right? Taking care of yourself. So that is a big part of our DNA. Another thing here that we also, not only the 5 pillars, is giving back to the community, taking care of the community. And so we have what's called sustainability, which is sustainability. In our language, it's sustainability. Why? We focus on reducing the carbon emissions of the fuel that our ships use to get from destination. We have the Blue-Green Promise, where we support the ocean. So when you go on our ships, for example, okay, instead of redoing your towels or washing your towels every day, we remind people, hang them up so we use less water, okay? Net Zero Cruise Terminal in Galveston. So these are some of the initiatives that the company is embarking on. So not only protect the oceans that we sail on, but the ships that we sail on, and give it back to the community. Our fleet. You are going on the newest ship in our fleet, which is Celebrity Ascent. However, we have 16 ships in the fleet. The Edge series, which is one of the ships you're going on. The Solstice series, which is characterized by the grass on the top of the ship. The Millennium series, we have 4 ships there. And then we are in Galapagos, where we have 3 beautiful ships. So 16 ships in our fleet. Number 17 will come out in 2025, which is the sister ship to this one, and the one you're going on, which is Celebrity Excel. Your ship came out last November. Your group was on this ship in January. A few changes, okay? Every ship, when they come out in the industry, has a godmother, has a captain. Our Celebrity wanted to do something a little different. So we have 2 captains who are brothers, Captain Tassos and Captain Dimitri. So you may see them, or maybe you did see them.
Yeah.
They were on your ship, yes. We also have 2 godmothers who are sisters. And if you watch Bravo Below Deck, you'll notice Captain Sandy. That's her sister. Okay, so 2 captains, 2 godmothers, and a few changes on the ship. Whenever we have a new ship that comes out, we try to do something a little bit different. So this ship is actually, compared to her sister ship, which is Edge and Apex, this ship is a little bit taller and a little bit wider. And by doing that, it allows us to actually add more space as far as the staterooms, more space in the public areas that you can use. Okay, so I think, I don't need to go over this, I think Mike already explained to you. So we'll be hosting your 2nd year, which we hope will be an annual thing with us. So next year, January, this group will be on board this beautiful ship as well.
Yes.
We have a flyer up front with all the details. Everyone has a copy of that. So Denise talked about it. It is a 7-night cruise that leaves from Fort Lauderdale round trip, not too far from here, about 2 hours drive, okay? So you will leave from Fort Lauderdale. It is an Eastern Caribbean itinerary, meaning you will stop in Dominican Republic, St. Thomas and St. Martin, 3 days at sea, which gives you a lot of time to relax, to go to some of those presentations, those talks that they'll be hosting, and still have time to enjoy the ship. So like I said, this ship is actually a little bit bigger than her sister ship. It's a little bit taller, a little bit wider, and you'll see that we were able to add stateroom. I mean, almost 200 staterooms more because of the expansion of this ship. The retreat space, which is our suite space, 40% bigger. Okay, so who designed this ship? This is the team, the dream team. These are designers that are very famous on land. Kelly Hopper and Tom Ford. This is actually our chef right here. Daniel Boulud, Nate Burkus, okay, and this is Manku. So these people are very famous on land, and when we came out with the Celebrity Edge, that class of ships, we asked these people, can you come on our ships? Can you design the ship? And if you notice on this class of ship, the Edge class, it is a very modern, very comfortable, very, very exclusive spaces that we have. So I'll show you here some of the pictures. So onboard experiences. So when you get on board the ship, what are you going to see? The resort deck. Amazing spaces here. On every one of our ships on the pool deck, we have a really nice artwork, okay? This right here, a lot of people love to go and they take pictures. But this is the resort deck, open to all of our guests. The solarium, which is for 16 and older. Okay, you can go in the solarium. The rooftop garden is an amazing space. You saw the picture of where they were doing yoga. So this is an outdoor space at the back of the ship. On this ship, we added 2 cantilevered pools, which is off to the side of the ship. Edge and Apex do not have that, but on your ship, you will have this. This space is great whether it's daytime or nighttime. We have a big TV screen in the back. You can watch movies. We do have a live band that goes out there and they play. Or if you just want to sit down in the evening and relax, you're welcome to do that. The Sunset Bar, which was actually redesigned by Nick Burkus. It is a very, how should I say it, Moroccan theme. Okay, very, very nice. It's got 3 different layers or 3 different decks for seating. Very nice space. Eden, one of the best venues on our ship. Anybody been to Eden? For those who sail, Eden. Eden.
Demonstrations for that.
I'm sorry?
The cooking demonstration.
Oh,
Demonstration.
okay. This is 3 decks from floor to ceiling of glass. 3 different areas here. You have obviously the lounge here, you have seating areas, there's a private restaurant in there. So we also have live entertainment in here, but it is a beautiful space. Most people actually don't even realize it's there. But I will tell you, I know I had dinner in that restaurant, and that was one of my favorite places to dine. The magic carpet. What is this? The magic carpet is really cantilevered off the side of the ship. This thing here, okay? It actually goes up and down from deck 16 down to deck 2. Not when the ship is moving, not when people are on it. Cannot use this as an elevator, okay? So what it does is it actually moves from one deck, 3 different decks. 14, okay, 5 and 2. When it stops at that deck, it becomes an extension of the ship. Whatever is on that deck, it becomes an extension. So on deck 14, where the pool is, you can actually go in there and have a zero-proof drink, okay? When it's on deck 5, it converts into a restaurant, which is one of the specialty restaurants. And when it's on deck 2, it actually becomes an extension of where, when you get off in port, okay, and you have to go to the security area, it becomes an extension of that area, which allows our guests time to relax, not rush to get off. You can accommodate more people. So this is the magic carpet. The theater, Mike mentioned this. This is not a traditional theater. The theater is like 270 degrees around, full of screens. These are all hundreds and hundreds of TV screens. It is very, very high-tech compared to, for example, our older ships. By having this type of technology allows us to deliver the kind of entertainment that you will see on this ship, that you may not find on other ships. Okay. Over there is the club. Okay, it's a 2-level club. A lot of our, sometimes people have classes in there, they have cocktail parties in there, meet and greet in there. And then this is a destination gateway. I mentioned the magic carpet. When the carpet goes to deck 2, it converts into the destination gateway, which if you're having a seminar, it's a great location for that. The spa, okay. I don't think I need to say much, right? Look at those pictures, it is amazing. Okay, the shops that we have on board, some really great spaces here. I don't want to give away everything, right? So, Le Voyage, Daniel Balloon, who is our master chef, he is a Michelin-starred chef who creates a lot of our dishes. This is his restaurant. He's very famous in New York. He has a restaurant in New York. This, with celebrity, the first restaurant of his at sea, Le Voyage. And it is a specialty restaurant, it is a private restaurant. You do pay a little bit more to get in to have dinner with him, but amazing, amazing options. Okay, some more specialty restaurants. Eden, the 3-deck venue I showed you has a specialty restaurant. The magic carpet, you can dine in as well. The rooftop garden grill. So those are options of specialty restaurants if you wanted to dine not in your main dining room, okay, or in Ocean View Cafe. Main dining. On these ships, most ships have one dining room. If you've sailed with us before, room that is usually on 2 different decks, right? And they're across front and back, one side to the other. What we did with the Edge class is we created 4 different restaurants into this dining area. So we took the restaurant that is, for example, on deck 3 and on deck 4, and we split them down the middle, and we became 4 different restaurants, meaning we're able to guests 4 different types of cuisines. There's Cyprus, Normandy, Tuscan, and Cosmopolitan. So technically, a guest could dine in a different restaurant every night, and it would be almost like paying for specialty, right? So the majority of the menu in each of the restaurants, you'll still be able to get, let's say, for example, you liked your Caesar salad, okay, you could get that in every one of the restaurants. But in Cyprus, a small percentage of the menu is dedicated to that cuisine. The same thing with Normandy, Tuscan, and Cosmopolitan. I'm not sure which restaurant your group will be in, which the last time it was on Cyprus, I believe, yes?
Right.
Cypress, only Cypress, yeah.
You were in Cyprus every night?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. When you have a large group like that, it's very difficult for you all to rotate amongst the 4 restaurants. But if you were in Cyprus and you wanted something from another restaurant, you could ask the waiter, hey, last night I ate something in Normandy, can you get it for me?
Right.
Yes.
But because the setup, I mean, all the vegan was there.
Okay, okay, perfect.
And you also had the buffet.
And the buffet over there and everything else.
I think the buffet's coming up. Someone asked about gluten-free. Yes, we do have a whole section here of gluten-free. Okay, this is the Ocean View Cafe. You have the Eden Cafe, the Spa Cafe, and Juice Bar, where you can get healthy options, right? So I think they talked about the staterooms already. There's inside Ocean View and veranda staterooms that we have in the group. If you'd like to upgrade to a suite, you can certainly do so. Just make sure you talk to Liz, the travel partner we have. Liz. So, the infinite veranda, a first in the industry as well. When Celebrity Edge came out, and now everybody is trying to like do the same thing. The infinite veranda basically replaces, it takes the balcony. This is your balcony where you normally have a sliding glass door, remember?
Right.
So what we did is we said, okay, forget about the door. We're gonna make the space of your balcony, the square footage, we're gonna make it a part of your room. So we have these bifold doors which close. The square footage that was normally your balcony, there's a window back here. This window goes up and down. When you close the window all the way to the top, the square footage of the balcony is now enclosed within your room, so you have more space to connect electricity. All right, so on the wall we have all the controls. You can control this window going up and down. If you leave the window open, the AC is going to turn off. We have to because you're wasting electricity, right? So there's shades that come down. So for example, let's say your husband wants to take a nap. You want to sit outside. There's these bifold doors and you have shades actually that come down, blackout shades, right? So there's also controls on your phone. The app that we have allows you to control the lighting in the room. On the panel in the room, there's a panel right by the door that actually opens up the windows, opens up the shades, but it also turns down the lights. So you can have morning, the room lights up, evening, the room dims, okay? If you want to watch TV, the dim lights. So these ships were designed to basically, it's very high tech. We conserve electricity, we conserve on the planet, okay? The retreat, I heard somebody say, oh, what's a retreat? The retreat is basically suites, but it's more than just a suite. It's more than the stateroom that you have, because guests who are in the retreat also have access, private access to your own sun deck. You don't need to share the sun deck with 2,000 other passengers. You have your own sun deck. Lumine, it is a private restaurant only for guests who are in the retreat retreat. You can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then we also have the retreat lounge. Your own space if you want to grab your laptop, you want to grab your book, you want to go to the retreat and have a morning coffee. Is that allowed? Coffee, one of the things you can eat? Okay. Okay. But this is your personal space. So anyone who is booked in the retreat, whether you are in a sky suite, which is the starting point of our suites, all the way to the penthouse suite or the iconic suite, all of these guests have their own private area. And what's beautiful about your ship is that the ship was built where the staterooms and all these 3 different venues are together. So if you never want to leave, you don't have to. Okay, so it's almost like a ship within a ship concept, right? So at the end of the day though, if you want to go to the shops and browse, if you want to go to the theater and watch a show, you can do that. Or you can always retreat back into your own private space. Again, there's more information here. You have a flyer. And pretty much, we're at the end.
You didn't show a slide of them playing pickleball in the garden area?
Oh, pickleball.
Pickleball, yeah. I'm not into pickleball, but there are a lot of people around the garden area watching.
Yes, so we actually converted on the rooftop garden, which is at the back of the ship, we converted that spot in court. It's a big open area. We laid out the floor, and our guests are up there playing pickleball.
Yeah.
Yes.
All
Thank you
the
so
time.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any questions so far?
How
No.
did you say the ship was powered? Like the power?
So on the newest ships, Apex actually was the first ship when she came out in 2019, which is just before the pandemic. We actually launched what's called biofuel, which is, and I'm not big on the tech, but we started using the technology of biofuel, which is using natural things that we have on the ship, for example, the fats and the oils, and we mix it with the fuel to burn energy. So what happens by doing that is we're using, I guess, materials that we would normally have on the ship and mixing it with the fuel, and it emits carbon, or emits less carbon into the atmosphere. So that's what we're doing, and that's a part of our sustainability program, is making sure that as we build new ships or convert the older ships, is that we are doing that, we're using less carbon and leaving less of a footprint on our planet. Okay, I think if no more questions, I know Liz, yes sir.
It says book today and say, what do we say?
Okay, oh, that's Liz Forte, but, okay, so Liz here is a travel partner. She has booked a group, and the group has a special pricing, okay, which because she's locked in that rate ahead of time, okay, she's able to offer you a special group rate. That group rate comes with unlimited Wi-Fi, zero-proof drink package, okay? However, if you book between now and the next 7 days, you are able to save up to $200 additional from her group rate, okay? So if you book a veranda, for example, tomorrow, her group rate, you discount up to $200 savings in the next 7 days. And also what we're doing is we're giving a $25 per person onboard credit if you book in the 7 days. That way you can spend that money on board. Okay, if you want to go to the spa, you can spend that money. Go to the shop. Okay, thank you Liz. Well, thank you everybody. I hope to see you all on board. I hope everyone was able to hear me in the back. Okay.
Don't be here during dinner to ask questions to you personally, right?
I'm sorry?
Will you be here while we're eating to ask questions?
I will be around. Yeah, I'll be around. Yeah.
Does anybody need a flyer? Everybody got it? Okay, so we are open for Q&A, so if you have any more questions, just feel free to do so.
Everybody's hungry.
We can do questions now. We can do questions while you're eating.
Here's a question.
And also, I want to introduce, if you haven't met Liz in Hamilton, Liz is our travel agent. She has helped us arrange this. Let me also mention a few things that you may be wondering about. Number one is, Celebrity is the only cruise line, we asked all of them,
Yes.
that would agree to make the food the way we want it, okay? And it wasn't only that they did an amazing job, like Chester was saying, okay?
The other thing we were searching,
Now, we've been working together for a long time.
Yeah, months.
7 cruise lines. 7 cruise lines, and give the hands to Celebrity.
Yes,
They
yes.
did it.
They're the only ones who are willing, the only open-minded cruise line, let's put it that way. Okay? The other thing is, Sherry did show some other areas on the cruise ship itself. The only place, just to kind of be clear, the only place where you're going to get the healthy vegan food is in our own private dining area where we all meet as a group. You are free to go anywhere else. Like if you have people who don't want to eat plant-based, they're free to go somewhere else too. Even if you get plant-based or vegan options in the other restaurants, they will not be compliant with our healthy vegan food standard. It's there, but if you want the most out of this for your health, it's your choice. You can either go eat with us all the time, which most of us did. Occasionally people went out to other restaurants. Or if you have people, like I said, someone who's with you, a significant other who's not into this lifestyle, they can go somewhere else at any time.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
I lost 5 pounds. I never lost 5 pounds in a cruise. In a week.
And did you just stop eating? Is that how you did that?
Huh?
You just stopped eating. You weren't eating on the cruise,
No,
right?
actually, and sometimes we double the amount of.
That's right. And multiple portions.
You and me.
Yeah. You can get that, by the way. If you don't have enough food at dinner, ask for extra dessert. Ask for extra appetizer. I always did. I never had. I
did too. I lost 5 pounds, believe me. I mean, it was so delicious. And then I couldn't believe it. I told him, I'm wasting. My waist is just, no,
go clothes shopping after.
I tried to keep it up, but it was the first time I was on a cruise and I lost weight.
Yeah, so it's the power of positive peer pressure. That's what this is, okay? Because it is impossible to do that anywhere else. in society right now, unfortunately.
Not only that, the seminars were awesome. I mean, we can learn about osteoporosis, you know, how important is exercise in your life, you know,
Preventing
so many different
dementia,
dealing with Alzheimer's, and you know, the food demos. We had like 4 food demos, and the recipes were passed around.
How to prepare them.
Sample them. Yeah, that's right.
And we sampled that also. There was an awesome.
Carla, you have a question?
Will the zero proof alcohol be available at all bars?
Yes. 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 So they have it on your car loaded, so wherever you go, they know you are zero proof.
And when we get off the ship and we're in port someplace, do you have options for us to dine?
Well, like I mentioned, we're trying to arrange. If we get enough participants, that's what it is. This is a grassroots effort, truly. We have to get enough participants, and we will have excursions that have compliant food. But none of the restaurants, just like here, you can't just go out the door and go get a healthy vegan food meal at any restaurant. It doesn't exist. You have to have a really good relationship with the chef, and you have to catch him on a good day.
If we have enough people for the excursions, you know, we will have excursions with vegan in compliance with
the healthy vegan food. Healthy vegan food.
Exactly. So it's just a matter of having a group united and do the excursions that we offer with a specific tour operator that will put it all the options there and also including one meal.
You have another question?
No.
That was it. Okay, question behind you.
I don't understand the drink thing. What is a zero proof? I mean, because we don't necessarily use it.
The zero proof is no alcohol, basically. You can have a virgin pina colada, for example. You can have any drink that will be virgin. They also have the zero proof, different types of options with water, just 4 different types of water, for like, you know, high-end water like Pellegrino, Pana Italian water, you know, fresh juices. You can go to the spa cafe.
Coffee drinks too, right?
Gourmet coffees.
The lattes. Lattes
teas.
are not included in your regular food, but if you have the zero proof, right?
Right.
Then you go get those if you want.
So there's other options, you know, like smoothies also. The spa cafe, you can also go there and, you know, with the zero proof. Another thing also that we forgot to mention is that the 20% gratuities on your zero proof is also included on the group price. So, you know, keep in mind that every package that you purchase for a cruise line, they added gratuities. And that's a plus with our group because it's already included there. You don't have to add it.
Denise, you want to come up here too? I think we're just about done. Just want Denise to come up here just for the last minute here. Yeah, so Sherry from Celebrities here. I know everyone's hungry. You want to eat this food, okay? And actually, we didn't have many Indian dishes actually on the cruise, but we worked to this time. Yeah, all right. So please ask us questions. We're here. We're all here. And thank you all for being here. Please spread the word. You know, thank you so much for being here. Let's move the screen out of the way because of all the food behind here. Where are we going? Where are we going? I do.
No, because I was thinking maybe I'll join you now when I don't get When then Michael will join you too. It just happened
Everything is gluten-free. That's an entree. If you're unsure about anything else, let us know. We'll ask the restaurant, but come on up. It's all you can eat. Everything meets our healthy vegan food standards, so enjoy. Go.
the bottleneck.
No, you're good.
We're gonna get everything out of your way here. Let me turn this off live.
Are you ready to walk on?
If you can, that'd be great.